EA Consulting Group began 10 years ago as a niche consultancy focused on the forthcoming conversion to the euro. By offering a unique client-centered approach, the company has successfully grown its business to become the fastest growing consultancy in the UK.
I started eacg up over 10 years ago after working for nearly 20 years in the traditional consultancies. I was incredibly frustrated at the way that traditionally a consultant partner would sell a solution to a client, quite often with their own agenda in mind, and then follow through by delivering lots of young junior consultants who trained on the job. At eacg, from day one, we deliver experienced consultants who work to the client's agenda, not their own. And the way they work through their experience is an economic and efficient fashion to deliver change to the client.
Of course, the interesting thing is that I used to be a client of EA Consulting Groups many years ago. I liked their model, their style, their approach. I would engage them, they would understand the brief, deliver the project, and then leave, and not land and expand, which is typical of most other consultancies.
10 years ago, I was responsible for the project that was introducing the euro within Deutsche Bank. The euro being very important to Deutsche Bank. It was a global project, one that actually crossed geographies, crossed a number of the business units within the investment bank within Deutsche Bank. We needed, because we knew the complexity of the project, somebody to come in and help us project manage that. I know it was one of the first projects by eacg, but they clearly very, very successfully managed that for us across those multiple locations and multiple business units.
With their considerable expertise in the euro, eacg won euro projects with over 30 major financial institutions, both in the UK and internationally.
Following on the success that Deutsche Bank had working with eacg on that euro project, we then introduced eacg into some other areas of Deutsche Bank. The first one that came about was the support that they provided for the acquisition that Deutsche Bank made of Bankers Trust. At the time, the largest acquisition by a non-US bank of a US bank. That project was again complex, ran across multiple geographies, and the success of that project led to some further work that eacg did with Deutsche Bank. One of those being another acquisition, albeit one that ultimately Deutsche Bank did not follow through with. That was the acquisition, the potential acquisition of Dresdner Bank by Deutsche Bank.
Around 2002, the eacg team developed their people side of change solution based on neurolinguistic programming. The initial program was rolled out to 3,500 call centre staff, and eacg's work was praised by industry insiders, leading to the J.D. Powers Award for T-Mobile. eacg went on to improve the customer experience for many more companies, delivering one program alone that involved over 16,000 customer-facing staff.
At Capital One, I was the UK Operations Director, responsible for all the customer-facing people, predominantly sales, service and collections people, about 1,500 people in all, receiving and dealing with hundreds of calls a day, millions of calls a year. So we called upon EA to look at how to build loyalty and advocacy in the customer base. So EA employed neurolinguistic programming skills to listen and effectively analyse every single call that was being brought in and who were the great agents at building that customer rapport and that customer empathy. They then rolled the training out across all of our sales and service call centres to build a great customer experience. One of the fantastic things they did was get all of our senior management to listen to customer calls, but not only from a management perspective, but to actually walk in the customer's shoes. And we did that at a conference where actually we put footprints down on the ground and we got the managers to step into the customer's shoes and listen to the call from a customer perspective. And that built a fantastically different interpretation of the phone call. And it brought it home to the managers that actually every decision that they take is critical to the customer experience.
In eacg, we deliver right sourcing. We look at getting the right people in the right place at the right time in the most efficient way for you, the client. We put specialists in to work out the how, and as soon as that's done, we deliver economic change consultants who focus on the delivery. During the delivery program, towards the end of the program, we hand over all the IPR so that you, the client, are left in a position where you can carry on with your business without any dependency on us, the consultancy.
When I retired from Lloyds TSB earlier this year, I'd been working for the central programme area for about, I guess, 10 years or maybe even longer. And what had been consistent during that period was the fact that we never seemed to have sufficient resource to satisfy all the business area's needs, which meant that we were constantly turning them away, and very much to their disappointment. What we needed to do was to adopt a never say no approach, because we'd become effectively a pub with no beer. And so what we needed to do was partner with an external outfit who could bring us in project management resource at the right price and at the right quality.
Yeah, I think never say no was a really important thing, because it gave us an in to the business. It meant that they knew that they could come to us and get resource, and we could work closely with them to really understand their portfolio of project needs and really provide some added value to them alongside resourcing. So that's made a big difference. I think the other thing is that clearly it's not just about quantity of resource, it's also about quality. And one of the things we've been able to do with EA is to work with them on a capability assessment tool that really helped identify the right people for the right projects. And those two things together, the quantity of resource and the quality of resource, underpin our relationship with EA. EA work in a competitive market, and we get a very competitive offering from them. They work closely with us and really understand our needs, and that's worked extremely well.
It's a dynamic and volatile marketplace. Nothing's for nothing, and EA recognises only too well it needs to stay committed to this relationship to retain it.
Part of my role at eacg is to look after our associate consultants. This involves visiting them out on site and making sure that they're happy. There's a lot of useful information that can be learnt about the various projects within the bank, and it's our job to provide visibility to the client in relation to the information we're privy to. Basically, my job is all about making people happy and maintaining a high level of client satisfaction.
I spend quite a lot of time down in Swindon, meeting managers, making sure that they're happy with the way EA Consulting are performing down there. The feedback has been absolutely superb, and they're really, really happy with the way that we do things down there.
I run the resourcing arm of eacg, and our job is to make sure that we've got the right consultants in the right place within the right time frame. We often overachieve the deadlines that we have set with our clients, and we get those people into place within 48 hours.
My name is Jason Davis. I'm the Senior Programme Manager working for EA Consulting Group here at Lloyds TSB. I'm managing a major iconic programme for Lloyds. We are actually migrating their entire portfolio of over 7 million accounts from a legacy system to their new 21st century platform. And this is actually the largest migration in Europe to date of any single portfolio of cards, and we've been involved with my 90 plus EA colleagues on the programme since its conception in the early part of 2006 through to its conclusion in 2009.
In the cards and payments area too, eacg has created a significant force in the industry, working on some of the biggest programmes in Europe, including new applications such as prepay and contactless payments.
It's not all work, work, work. We really enjoy sailing. We go out whenever we can, in rough weather and fair weather. We bring our team, we also bring clients. We've had a few incidents, but we really enjoy it. It builds a sense of teamwork and trust in each other.
In 2008, eacg established a charitable foundation, offering charitable funds and pro bono work to a range of projects.
Hello and welcome to Radio Lollipop!
Radio Lollipop's a charity that works with children in hospital. Our focus is to help children recover faster through the use of the play activities provided by our volunteers. Based here at Great Ormond Street, we're in this fantastic tube train, and this is the centre of fun for the children for the activities that we provide. EA Consulting Group, through the EA Foundation, is a primary sponsor of Radio Lollipop. It's helping us with a project to reduce the amount of administration that we have in managing our volunteers, so we can put more volunteers on the wards with the children. Studies have shown that when Radio Lollipop volunteers are on the wards, that children request up to 74% less painkillers, so that more volunteers on the wards means it benefits everyone.
So 10 years later, having been one of the first people to have hired eacg in one of their first projects, we're still working together with eacg, albeit I'm no longer at Deutsche Bank. I'm at Cass Business School and a member of the management committee there, and have referred eacg to one of the fellow professors here to run a project on portfolio management. It's nice to be able to look back and say, 10 years of relationship, many projects, I can still very highly recommend them to one of my colleagues.
After over 10 years, I'm still incredibly excited about eacg. We've got a fantastic offer through our Partnering for Change programme, which this year alone has saved clients millions of pounds in the way that we deliver change through our economic and efficient fashion. And given the current economic problems, many clients will have to think about the way they spend their money in their change programmes. And that's where eacg can help. I see our future as a continual growth in our unique brand of consulting and interim resourcing.